Sorry.
It's okay. No, you're good. Just take your time. You're fine, right? We've got all day if necessary. So you just just go ahead.
Court does call the case of the People versus Rashonda Jefferson. Counsel, did your appearance, please.
Hold on, Reed, Assistant Public Defender, with on behalf of Ms. Jefferson. You state your name for the record.
All right. Date and time set for sentencing. Ms. Blair.
Yes, Your Honor. Jamie Nelson, the mother of the victim child, is present, and she would like to address.
All right. All right. Before we do that, counsel, your client has read the pre-sentence report.
Yes.
Are there any material deletions, corrections, or additions to that?
There are no actual corrections, deletions, or additions there.
Thank you. All right. Good afternoon. What's your name, please?
My name is Jamie Nelson.
All right. Go.
I'm Jason's mom.
All right. Go ahead.
This isn't just another sentencing hearing. The next few minutes contain one of the most emotional victim impact statements you'll hear in court. Listen carefully, because this mother's words explain why crimes involving vulnerable children often leave scars that last far beyond the courtroom.
Sweating, struggling to force my lungs to swallow air, I wake up in the middle of the night as an image of my child, this woman, Ms. Jefferson, replays relentlessly in my mind. As an adult, I can share how this personal impact of this disgusting crime. I'm not sure we'll ever be able to overcome the guilt I feel as a parent because I was not able to protect my son from this woman. She refused to hear my pleas to understand my child's disability. I blame myself that I did not fight higher with what she said to me on the very first day. They say I can't hit kids, so I don't know what you expect me to do with him. I now live in a constant state of fear when Jace is under the care of an individual I do not personally know. At work, I've been less able to help my own at-risk high school students as they worry about trusting the safety of my own son in the school system that I so love. It is a parent's nightmare to receive a phone call from the police and hear the words, "I need to speak to you about your child." The call was to report that Ms. Jefferson did to my son, but for a moment, the world stopped, and I waited to hear the child had been killed. As a fourth-generation public educator, I'm now scared to send my son to school. His faith has been destroyed by Ms. Jefferson. School is supposed to be a safe haven for children. Ms. Jefferson took the sense of security from my family. Teaching high school in Romulus and Belleville for the last 23 years, there's a sign in my classroom that says, "This is a safe place," on my classroom door. I had students throw scissors across the room and scream in my face, yet I still kept them safe and knew that I must remain a professional, knowing that my students had special needs, just as my son has, even if theirs may come from things like living in a homeless shelter or witnessing violence. I devoted my life to provide for the safety of thousands of students in our public school system. She couldn't take care of my one. I get physically ill replaying the moment I watched Ms. Jefferson ignore Jace's cries for help as he hung upside down from the legally and incorrectly fastened harness. This disgusting part of the video was not even shown in the court, but as a mother, it is an image of her face, spiteful and condescending, and she tells my autistic son that she won't help him as he begs, screaming for help. I fear this image may never leave me, and I know the sound of his screams never will. I can tell you how watching that video in a suffocating small police interrogation room changed every moment of my life forever. I'm inherently empathetic and compassionate, yet knowing that Ms. Jefferson repeatedly slapped my disabled child as he was restrained on a special education bus, it's forced me to grapple with my faith in humanity.
Victim impact statements aren't about proving guilt. That part is already over. Their purpose is to show the judge the real-life consequences of the crime before deciding an appropriate sentence. And in cases involving children, that emotional impact can carry enormous weight.
As an adult, I can put the impact into words, but devastating me and most important as an impact of this case, Jace is too young to share his words about how being physically abused by Ms. Jefferson, an adult he was supposed to trust, in a place that he was supposed to be safe, will affect him now and always. He can't tell us of the fear he experienced as he ran straight from the bus each day, refusing to speak and slammed the house door, sometimes locking me outside. He can't tell us what through his mind as he sat staring blankly, refusing to even mention the bus ride, or how when his mom told him to behave on the bus, blaming him because she only knew the side of Ms. Jefferson's false story, how confused he must be that his mom was allowing someone else to abuse him over and over. Jace doesn't have the words, or maybe lacks the ability yet to process what being abused by a public school employee has increased his disdain and aversion to school and lack of trust of adults, along with his inability to feel safe in this world. Jace had to move to another school system after this abuse, and for a child with autism, that change can be devastating. After the abuse, Jace had and continues to have major emotional dysregulation in school. His ability to establish relationships with adults has been diminished. Whenever I've ever had to bring up the one bus driver, his pulse raises, eyes widen, and he will adamantly say he never wants to talk about that mean lady who hates him again. His entire demeanor changes as he relives the hell Miss Jefferson inflicted on him. In addition to Jay, 6 other special needs children witnessed this abuse.
Notice how this case grows beyond just one child. The mother explains that several special needs children witnessed the alleged abuse, raising serious concerns about trust, safety, and the responsibility of adults who care for vulnerable students. What would your reaction be if this happened at your child's school?
This abuse. They were told by her to fear police officers and threaten that they were going to jail as 8-year-olds. As our most vulnerable population, their trust in adults and authority figures is diminished. These children also can't share their voices today, but they chose to show how effective them are both the teachers and social. You probably have seen the national news and outcry that these actions have caused. Across the nation, people are disgusted. Jace was 7 years old at the time. With a big smile, a love for sports, and his cats, Maisie and Moby, Jace faces constant struggles in life to his disabilities and special needs. When Miss Jefferson physically and verbally abused him, she multiplied these challenges for Jace. Her cruelty crushed and altered the lives of not only an innocent child, but also a devoted full-time single mom and a loving teenage brother. Sorry.
It's okay. No, you're good. Just take your time. You're fine, right? We've got all day if necessary, so you just go ahead.
Now comes one of the most troubling parts of her testimony. She argues this wasn't an isolated incident, but part of a larger pattern. If additional video evidence confirms that claim, the legal consequences could become even more serious.
With full confidence, I can assure you that this is not the only time Miss Jefferson abused Jace. This is the only video that was viewed for this case. However, this was not the only incident. In the 2 months that Jace rode the bus, he started to act out during the last hour of the school day and begged to be picked up rather than riding the bus multiple times. He got off the bus with shoes missing, panting, and sweating on numerous occasions. I had to pick him up hysterical on the side of the road in a different neighborhood as Miss Jefferson screamed at me from the bus. This day and many others, Miss Jefferson called me multiple times on my personal cell phone, which I don't know how she got, as she yelled at Jace in the background and threatened me that she was going to have him not be able to ride the bus. The extreme distress Jace showed that day of the video was repeated on numerous occasions, and Jace eventually reported that she had hit him many other times, but that he didn't tell me because he thought he'd get in trouble. As the full videos for every bus ride are now under review, I shake at the thought of what I will see and will not be surprised if we end up in court again after further abuse is discovered. Miss Jefferson has shown absolutely no remorse this entire case.
Remorse often plays a significant role during sentencing, but according to the victim's mother, the defendant showed little to none throughout the case. Whether that's a fair assessment or not, first impressions and courtroom behavior can strongly influence how others perceive accountability.
At her arraignment, she stated that she had another school bus aide job set up in Ohio and laughed as she told Judge Simpson that she did this to be done with, so she could once again work with children. This was abuse. This changed a child and a family's life forever. This caused national outrage. I am a forgiving person, so Miss Jefferson makes that very difficult as she walks in the courtroom as if the entire process was an inconvenience for her, as she rolls her eyes and pouts in her chair. I pity her. I pity how she has been hardened by this world in such a way that she feels the need to take frustration out on an innocent child. I am trying not to hold a vengeful heart, but her callous disregard to the harm she has caused disgusts me. Shonda, I truly am sorry that this world has been so hard on you to close your heart off in a way, the way that you were able to do what you did and not feel bad about it. You broke the mother code to keep each other's children safe. That's what we do. We keep each other's children safe. You betrayed this code and me when you lied to me and talked about being a single mother and having a schizophrenic son and how you had my back and you're looking out for me. It was all lies. I truly hope you find healing in your heart to be kinder to others in the future, not because you were caught, but because you have seen the damage and the actions you have caused. What I pray for now is that as we watch the other videos, there are no incidents of other violence, although sadly, I don't expect that to be the case. Judge Simpson, I'm forever grateful that you found Ms. Jefferson guilty of child abuse, so that she'll never be able to abuse another child at work again. Other children's future, and the fact that this video brought attention to how our special needs children are often treated as less than in this world, are glimpses of positivity from this work experience.
Thank you.
This case
Courtroom.
is a powerful reminder that crimes against vulnerable children affect entire families, not just a single victim. The emotional testimony may be over, but the healing process is only beginning. Do you think the justice system does enough to protect children with special needs? Share your thoughts in the comments.